Hello, learners! Have you ever heard the idiom a dime a dozen and wondered what it means? Let's clear that up today. First, let's clear up any misunderstandings. This idiom does not mean that something costs 10 cents. For example, if someone says apples are a dime a dozen, they mean that apples are very common and easy to find. The idiom a dime a dozen means that something is very common and easy to find. It can also imply that something is of little value or quality. The idiom has been in use since the mid-1800s. It may have originated in the US, where 10 cents was a common price for many items. To remember the meaning of a dime a dozen, think of something very common and easy to find, like a penny on the ground. It's not worth much and you can find it anywhere. You can appropriately use a dime a dozen in situations where you want to say that something is very common and of little value or quality. For example, job opportunities in this field are a dime a dozen. Here are 5 example sentences to illustrate the idiom's usage. 1. Cheap knockoff products are a dime a dozen in this market. 2. Don't settle for just any job. Remember, jobs in this industry are a dime a dozen. 3. Her artwork is unique and valuable. It's not a dime a dozen. 4. Be careful when buying a used car. They're a dime a dozen, and many are in poor condition. 5. Don't waste your money on that souvenir. Those trinkets are a dime a dozen. I once had a student who was struggling to find a job in their field. I told them not to worry because job opportunities in their field were a dime a dozen. This helped them realize that they needed to be more selective in their job search and focus on finding quality opportunities. So there you have it, learners. Now you know the meaning and usage of the idiom a dime a dozen. Do you have any stories to share about this idiom? Let us know in the comments.